evening and welcome to Maple Grove. Tonight at Section 8 Boys Lacrosse. Semifinal action, Maple Grove hosting Wayzata, the Crimson, number 2, the Trojans, number 3. And I'm Steve Thompson along with Dan Ficken. No surprise, Dan, that these two teams are meeting tonight.
Yeah, probably the better two teams in the section. We have a little vote for St. Michael Albertville, but right now, the section has been decided by these two teams over the past 5-6 years. And Wayzata has been in the tournament for the past 5 years. The one year they didn't make it, guess who knocked them off? It was Maple Grove, 10-9 in 2015. So this is becoming a bit of a section rivalry.
And these are teams that love to play good defense, and I expect that tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you look at both teams, they've been such scoring powerhouses, but boy, I'll tell you what, they've turned up the defense this year, kind of because they've lost a lot of scoring, but Maple Grove especially, they got down to under 5 per game, goals against per game. That's remarkable for them, considering they used to put 13, 14 goals in the net. And that's been the big difference in their season this year. They've got a good record. They've done very well. It's going to have to show itself tonight against Wayzata because they can put the ball in the net.
And goaltending is a huge part of it as well in this game, and particularly tonight. Goaltending, turnovers, face-offs, it's all going to be a factor.
Well, we're looking at one of the best Fogos, face-off people in the state, and Chris Thomas at Wayzata, but Tanner Scanton did a heck of a good job the last time we saw him. I'm expecting a real battle there, although Chris has also had a 90% win rate in the section so far, and they got to look at the competition. That's a critical battle right there for both teams. That has to get won. The team that's going to win is going to win that battle, and then defense is going to be the other factor. Whoever plays the better defense, shutting the other team down, is going to be the winner tonight.
All right, a berth in the section final is on the way tonight. Wayzata at Maple Grove. Boys Lacrosse coming up on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to our large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find us, go to the App Store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, now available on Apple TV, coming soon to Roku.
And here we go, Section 8 semifinal action, Maple Grove and Wayzata tonight from Maple Grove. A great night for lacrosse. Steve Thompson and Dan Ficken ready to go, and here it is, the opening face-off. Tanner Scanton, who really battled Blaine well in the face-off circle, and of course Chris Thomas for Wayzata. Wayzata ultimately controls the draw, and here they come. Andrew Solly gets in, quick shot, and a save there by Joel Johnson, and Maple Grove gets it back. They're in white, moving from right to left.
Big win for Wayzata there. Got it to Andrew Solly. He's been out for 3 games under concussion protocol, and this is his first game back, and he wasn't wasting any time getting his arms loosened up, was he?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good battle. We talked about it before the game. These teams really play great D, and shots are going to be hard to come by, and there's the one that goes flying high over the net and goes out of play. Maple Grove's going to hang on. They had a man deep, and the Crimson hang on as they're in the attack zone for the first time tonight.
I see number 16, Parker Slofsky there. Got the first shot for the Crimson. He's really come on in the last half of the season. He's coming to be the second leading scorer on the team this year. And he wasn't even in the top 5 last time we saw the Crimson, and he's really come on strong.
And the Crimson really struggled at a midway point in the season, but they got a huge win over Blaine. You saw it here on the CCX, 7-5, and Drew Heisler took over that game when it really mattered.
Yeah, he really did. Seamer stepped up and made the plays, and he needed to, and he put the ball in the net when they needed to. So, they'll expect a lot out of him tonight. They're going to need him if they're going to beat Wayzata.
Yeah, for sure. And Wayzata's going to be a big collision there in the center of the field. And then Maple Grove throws it away. They try a pass over on the right side, trying to hit Ian Slotsby, 17 goals on the year, and he couldn't run it down. But look at this shot. Big shoulder right in the middle of the field there.
Jack Duhame, big hit, big long stick here.
And we're going to see that tonight as well. These teams love to play physical. It's going to be a good one tonight. Of course, earlier the girls played, and Maple Grove advanced to the Section 8 semifinal with a win over Elk River Zimmerman tonight.
11-7, and typically nice dominating performance by the Lady Crimson, and it's kind of fun to watch the game.
And then Wayzata throws it away over on the side. They were trying to hit Thomas Seyfert. 14 goals, 5 assists. He couldn't flag it down. So both teams making errors here early on.
Well, you know, when you consider the section right now, neither one of them played teams really that are even close to being up to snuff, so they get away with it. Against each other, they're not going to be able to do that, so they're going to have to take a little bit better care of the ball here.
And here's Grant Zick, Maple Grove getting it set up. Wayzata very aggressive defensively. We saw that earlier at Hopkins. They're not afraid to challenge the ball well outside of the box.
Their ride really is going to be important, Steve, as Maple Grove tries to break out. I don't think the Crimson have seen a ride as good as Wayzata, as they caused multiple turnovers against Hopkins.
Slot speed goes to the middle of the field, and here's Grant Zick getting set up. He's being watched there by Colin Hansen. Gets it down behind the net and see what Maple Grove can set up here. We're scoreless underway, quarter number 1, Section 8 semifinal here on the CCX. There is a flag on the field. Let's see if Wayzata goes a man down here, and what Maple Grove can do is they try and play keep away. Flag over on the far side of the field on the edge of the box. Maple Grove trying to work it inside. Here's Slotsby. He gets decked. And now a whistle comes as Wayzata touches the ball. And I think Wayzata is going to go a man down here.
Jackson Cater, they're putting the trip on Parker Slotsky. They're trying to move around, but 24 is going off.
Yeah,
Colin Hansen.
Actually, it looks like Braden Nelson's going to take the knee. 22 goals, 13 assists.
Right.
So off the ball, he's going to take a knee. And let's see what Maple Grove does. A man up here.
He's their top scorer and one of their better players. He plays both ways, both the man up and man down situations.
They work it around. Wayzata playing back a little bit now, trying to pack it in front of their goaltender, Danny Frega. And that pass goes out to the center of the field. A battle ensues, and it's offside. And here we go. Wayzata takes advantage of that error, and they're going to get it back, a man down. That was just a wild pass out in front and nobody home. Here's Andrew Getz.
Well, it's a big mistake, too. There's no need to get that aggressive on it.
And down behind the net, Jonas Wiskowski had a good game against Hopkins. You saw that here on CCX. They get it out on top. Here's Andrew Getz again. Joining him way out on top is Hayden Davidson, a sophomore. And there's some seniors on this team, but a lot of kids as well. A lot of youngsters for Chad Hurd.
Well, he's carrying 10 seniors right now on the roster, but like you said, there's some young players there.
They get it into the middle, an opportunity, but Andrew Solly was turned away. Solly again rips a shot. Joel Johnson gets a piece, and it goes over the end line and out of play, and Wayzata's going to hang on. That was good scoring chance.
Good save, though, too, by Johnson. It was kind of out there, and we saw against Blaine, you know, they're taking the outside shots. He pretty much grabbed them all. You're going to want to get it in there a little bit tighter before you let one go.
Wayzata works it around now down behind the net. They try to get the cutter coming in. Andrew Getz, and that goes over to the middle of the field. And there's another one, and these teams really turning it over a ton early, Dan.
Not a lot of patience right now. I realize they both got to play aggressively, but, you know, when you have control of the ball, that's much more important. So take your time, work it around. The other thing I like, too, you know, is let everybody touch it. You have everybody touch the ball. Get it in their basket a little bit and work with it. That'll get him settled down really quick. Oh, man.
And then Wayzata turns it right back over down behind the goal, and Wayzata will get it back. So turnovers galore in a scoreless game. Of course, the winner on to the section final. That would be Wednesday at Irondale. And they'll play the winner of the St. Michael Albertville Elk River Zimmerman game, which is underway right now as well. Once again, that's at Irondale on Wednesday night. Here comes Wayzata on the charge. Luke Getz down the middle of the field. He had it stripped away, and here comes Maple Grove. Jack Duhame. Duhame, the long stick. Winds up, fires, and is saved by Frega. Went up high, and Frega read it. Frega, the long clear, and it's caught on the fly by Getz. Getz back the other way, and now Getz, the long stick, gives it up on the right. Here's Braden Nelson, and then he throws it away, trying to hit Thomas Seyfert over on the far side.
I think Braden was just kind of shocked. Did I actually do that? I mean, he didn't know whether to take a shot or pass it, and he decided instead of shooting, he passed it, but he was still in a shooting motion. It came flying off the side of his stick. Boy, both these teams got to relax and settle down here.
Yeah, turnovers galore. Over on the left, here's Safert, turned away. Good defense by Will Plummer as Plummer stopped his charge. And now they'll come out on top, and here's Getz. Getz will give it up to Andrew Solly on his right. Solly, once again, 13 goals, 8 assists. Braden Nelson leading the way for the Trojans, 22-13 on the year.
Well, for the Crimson now, watch 53, Connor Purdue, and as you said, 41, William Plummer. These are two really good long stick D here for the Crimson, and they can get a little nasty on you. Plus, they've got really good stick skills.
Safert over on the left side. Now they come to the right. Here's a shot by Nelson. That's knocked down. And who's going to come up with it? We got a ground ball, and Wayzata grabs it neatly. Hayden Davidson, he's a sophomore. And now that comes right back into the middle, and it's picked up by Maple Grove. And Duhame's going to skip out of there, get it back to his goaltender, Johnson. And then Johnson will come near side, and it's picked up there by Stiff. Stiffett gets it ahead. And here comes Maple Grove.
Surprisingly easy clear of Maple Grove. Ah, here comes the double team. Okay, I was waiting for that.
They're really battling. Here's Riley Casibo. Casibo into the middle. Triple team comes. He falls down. Bodies flying all over the place. And we have a whistle. And now we have a timeout, Maple Grove.
You could look at the shot here. Where the one guy you don't want, off the face mask.
Yeah, caught him in the face. And Joel Johnson kind of flinched, but he stopped it. And then we got that collision, and now a timeout, Maple Grove. So 4:59 to go, first quarter. And the story so far, turnovers.
It has been totally turnovers. Now, that last time, Braden Nelson, look at how close he was into the net. And you don't want Braden Nelson in front of your net. This guy's a sniper. He put up 35 points so far this year, and he's a real sniper. So they're going to have to clamp down on him. Better know where 22 is at all times, if you're the Crimson. But good comeback. But again, I think this is a good timeout for both teams in that, whoa, chill it out a little, guys. We got a lot of game to play. Let's not be giving them any extra opportunities if we don't have to. They both play good defense, but the offense has got to settle down. I'd like to see him move the ball. I'd like to see Wayzata move it around a little bit between them, too. It's been pretty much in a couple spots, and that's been about it. Move it back to your X. Get it around the horn a little bit. Let everybody get into their flow and see what you can do as cutters.
And there's Chad Herr. Good look at him. He doesn't seem all that fired up because it is so early. And I'm sure you get the sense that it is. And there's Mike Maudsley, the Maple Grove head coach. He seems, and they seem a bit more animated in that huddle. And there's Mike stepping out to the side. And this is a game, and you pointed it out earlier, excellent opponent.
Yeah.
In the section so far, Maple Grove beat Buffalo 11-3, the number 2 seed. They had a bye out of the first round. Wayzata beat Big Lake 20-0 and Rogers 14-2. So it's a step up for both teams here in the section semifinals.
No, it was funny. I was talking to the Rogers head coach, who happens to be my son, and he said,
"You know him well."
Well, yeah, but he said, "Hey, don't look at Wayzata's record. It reflects nothing at all. They're still a good lacrosse team."
Well, and we talked a lot about it when we saw Blaine and Maple Grove here, figuring that you'd probably need to go through Wayzata to get to state out of Section 8. And here we are in Section semifinal action. We got another pass down low and another turnover on Maple Grove. And I bet turnovers are dead even around 4 each officially.
Yeah, that's a fair estimate. I might even go a little more, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Both teams really struggling with the turnovers so far, but we are scoreless. Long way to go. Here comes Wayzata into the attack. And Luke Getz gives it up, and he'll trot back over the midfield and take his role as a defender. And Wayzata makes changes.
Don't be surprised if you see Getz sneak over there and get a shot. We saw him score against Hopkins a couple weeks ago.
And now Getz does take up position out on top. He's going to get it back from Seifert. And then come over to the right. And swinging out to take it is Andrew Solly, one of the seniors. They get inside.
Beautiful.
And the cutter right down the middle gets the goal, and that is Andrew Getz.
Nice move. Beautiful. Set it up great. They worked it around the horn. They got it back out down to the X. They brought it back up top, brought it back down to the X, and they found the cutter coming through.
Just a little give and go.
Yep. Oh, nice shot to a good bouncer. I like bouncers. Everybody likes those quick cannons into the corners. I like bouncers better. It's a little more of an art form. But Andrew Getz puts the Trojans up here.
And the assist goes to Braden Nelson, his 14th assist. Once again, gets the goal, his 9th of the year. And Wayzata has a lead, and here comes Chris Thomas. Outstanding on the draw, right down the middle, gives it up. Nelson's shot goes across. Seyfert, a shot and a goal. Beautiful ball movement.
I was going to criticize Nelson for getting rid of it. He was in prime shooting position, but he made a beautiful pass over to Seifert, and we'll watch Seifert just run and gun it.
Thomas Seifert, his 15th of the year, and just like that, Wayzata's jumped out to a 2-goal lead.
Well, you don't think a face-off specialist isn't important? All of a sudden, instead of a 1-goal lead, you created a 2-goal lead.
Time of the goal, 8:07. So those goals coming 9 seconds apart. Gets now Seifert, and it's 2-0 Wayzata. And now on the draw, Maple Grove's going to get it. And that's a big win for them. Tanner Skansen controls. Wayzata 2-1 on face-offs. They get it in the middle. Here's a shot in the goal. And Wayzata answers right away. They come right down. I think it was Grant Zick right in the middle. And it is Zick.
Yep. Really nice move. Came down. He had nothing on his line, but they gave him room. You know, we talked about defense before the game, and it's been a little lacking here this quarter, all of a sudden. But look at the nice clearing pass there, and he was on the road. He was running, and he found a good angle, and he came over the top, got his hands extended really nicely, and he really lets one go. High-low.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot for Danny Fraga, the Wayzata goaltender. Here's a win for Thomas, his 3rd of the game so far, and Wayzata into the attack zone. 2-1. Goals coming fast and furious. And then Nelson can't handle a pass, and it goes out. And a turnover. Well, Seifert tried to get it over to Nelson, and he couldn't flag it down.
I don't think he was ready for it. I didn't think he expected the pass from Seifert.
And now they say he's going to get it back. I'm not sure if it was actually tipped away by the Crimson. It must have been, because he was the intended receiver. It went out of bounds, but it must have been knocked away by Maple Grove. And here comes Wayzata up 2-1 here. Quarter number 1, Section 8 semifinal on the CCX. Here's Getz. Getz gives it up down behind the net. Trojans working around. Seifert. Nelson. Shovel shot and a save by Johnson. Went down low, just kind of shoveled it at Joel Johnson, and he was ready.
I admire the effort, but ill-advised.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot on it, and Johnson was able to make that save. Trying to get the clear, stiff for Maple Grove.
Oh, nice clear.
And he did get it ahead. Maple Grove into the attack zone, down 2-1. Here's Ian Slotsby. Gets it in toward the middle, and Parker Slotsby. Now Maple Grove switches it up. Sibo in. Also coming onto the field, Cody Binstock. They're going to play catch out on top. Good defensive move. Shot in, skips over the goal by Fraga. Fraga took a look, let it go. Maple Grove's going to hang on.
Riley Casibo kind of throwing it at the net, hoping for the best, and he got what he wanted. Went out of bounds, but it was a shot, so they were the closest one, too. They get it back.
Parker Slotsby being hounded there by a long pole. Coming out defensively, Jackson Cater. Cater, a sophomore as well, doing a really good job all the way out to the center of the field.
He's done a nice job so far. He's caused 2 turnovers, and there he caused another one right there.
Maple Grove had a player fall down. It was Brady Lawrence who went down. Actually, it was Drew Heisler who fell down. No, it was Lawrence.
It was Lawrence.
Lawrence fell down. They haven't been able to find Drew Heisler, 40 goals yet, but I have a feeling his time will come. And here comes Wayzata up 2-1, late quarter number 1. They'll set it up out on top. Getz is out there. He'll receive the pass. And now Getz comes down low. Nelson behind the net. There's a little give and go. And a shot and a save by Johnson. He hugged the post. It may have robbed Getz. And then it comes right back to Johnson. And he'll try the clear. And a clear to the near side. Fredericks could knock it down. Maple Grove turns it over. A shame. Under a minute to go, quarter number 1.
Longpole's got to release and start running there. You can't back up trying to catch that thing. You should sort of turn and go, got your stick up on it and move.
There's Andrew Solly. Now it's Hayden Davidson. Loses it, gets it back. No pressure on him. He'll be getting his charge. Double team turns him down below the goal line. Back out on top. Here's a cutter. And Andrew Solly couldn't handle it and turns it over. Well, they're having a tough time. Sun could be a factor in certain circumstances here.
Well, it might be a little bit. Yep.
You know, depending on if you're looking toward the box and toward the sun, it could be. But in that case, sun probably not a factor. Here's a clearing attempt. Maple Grove gets it. Middle of the field. Carrying is Jaden Cruz. Cruz still has it. Cruz on the move. And we get a whistle, and it's going to go the other way, and I don't know what the call was.
It was a ward. It was a ward. Cruz kind of got his arm out there and pushed off on it, and you can't do that.
And now a long clear is going to come in on the goaltender. Can Johnson hang on? He can't, but then he throws a block. And what do we got here? I think we've got just a plain old timeout.
Yeah, timeout.
It was kind of a wild play that came in on Johnson. He couldn't grab it cleanly. And now we get a quick timeout, and the coaches are going to visit. There's one of the goal scorers, Thomas Seyfried for Wayzata, goal at 8:07. That gave Wayzata a 2-1 lead, but Maple Grove came right back. Grant Zick made it 2-1 at 8:15. So those goals come 17, all three goals come 17 seconds apart. So,
man,
crazy stretch.
Well, I was wondering if they just forgotten how to play defense all of a sudden. They were just riddling me. But I really like the way Wayzata's cranking up that cutter play. They're doing a really good job, and they're basically doing the same thing. They load up on the right side off the wing, and then the cutter comes straight down, and they hit him with it, and he shoots.
So, my bad, no timeout. End of the quarter came. It is 2-1. Wayzata leading Maple Grove after 1 quarter of play here in the Section 8 semifinal on CCX. Quarter number 2 coming up. Wayzata leading Maple Grove 2-1. Winner to the Section 8 final on Wednesday night at Irondale. Turnovers have been a big story, but when these teams have scored, particularly both Wayzata goals, pretty goals.
Yeah, really nice setups and assists attached to them. Really, really nice setup. Maple Grove has not seemed to have found their groove yet offensively. They had a nice effort. I think it was Parker Slofsky that got the first one. And but that's been about it. They're not really getting any good chances. They're not moving the ball well in front. They need to get some possession time in the attack zone to get their flow going and become more formidable down in the attack zone.
We switch ends, and Joel Johnson for Maple Grove down to our left. Wayzata's Danny Fraga down to our right here at Maple Grove. Nice breeze. Great June evening here for Lacrosse. And that's Solly with it, gives it up on the perimeter. They swing it to the right, out of the goal line, extended right. They try to get it into the middle, another turnover, and Solly, we got a ground ball. Who's going to gain control in front of the goaltender? And guess who? Jonas Wiskowski, his 13th goal of the year in the right place at the right time. 3-1 Wayzata.
Well, we watched him in the Hopkins game. He came on really big in the second half. I think he put 3 goals. He had a natural hat trick right off the bat, right after the second half started. But you'll see him step up, he picks it up in the air. Nobody was watching him. He knew what to do. Give me that ball. You see him pick it up right here, and he's looking, bang.
And a good shot, good snap on that one. So Wiskowski, quick goal, 26 seconds in, and Wayzata up 3-1. And Jonas Wiskowski, a junior, talked to his dad before the game, and he said he just picked up the game and is learning the attack role, and he's learning quickly. And here's another draw win for who else? Chris Thomas. He is good. 4th face-off win, and Wayzata on the attack again now.
He'll be going to Division I Sacred Heart. Play play the focal position in Division I NC2A men's lacrosse.
Safert gave it up there to Solly. Safert gets it back. And now they come to the top. Here's Nelson. His shot saved by Johnson. Went down low and got it. Here's a good clear. And Maple Grove on the move. They have a 4-on-3 setup. They give it up on the side. Heisler gave it up. And then it's taken back by Wayzata. So Drew Heisler, 40 goals on the year, didn't take the shot, elected to give it up. And now here comes Wayzata. Long pole with it for the moment. Luke Gatz.
Oh, man, he had some nice moves there. You know, he's kind of their long stick midi, if you want to call it. He's got great stick skills. He moves it well. Got out of 2 situations there real quick and got the clear.
Wayzata back to work. Up 3-1 early in quarter number 2. Safert out on top. This is Solly. Andrew Solly with it. Kind of trotting around. And now swings it right. Maple Grove hasn't been out challenging a ton. Here's Safert. Now it's Nelson. He loses it. Good bump there. Andrew Getz comes in to pick it up. He gets bumped from behind. And Wayzata's going to hang on.
And a push.
Yeah, Fredericks with the shove. He won't take a knee on the sideline, however. Here comes Wayzata trying to find room. Andrew Solly. Double team comes now, a flag. And now Maple Grove's probably going to go a man down for the slash.
Yep.
They get it outside. Davison. Now Olsen. Just a short little pass. Solly trying to find room. Rips the shot, goes wide. Wayzata is deep and they'll hang on. And now we got a man who's going to take a knee. First penalty of the game will be against Maple Grove. Or first penalty on Maple Grove. We'll see who takes a knee here for the slash. Wayzata had a penalty. And that was Braden Ellison in quarter number 1.
Well, no matter what happened there, Wayzata would have gotten possession of the ball no matter what happened. As soon as it hits the ground, I'd like to see them move it in a little bit closer before they took a shot, but no harm, no foul. They weren't going to lose possession.
Duhaime takes a knee, so man up for Wayzata here, leading 3-1. Big spot for Maple Grove defensively to keep them off the board and get that ball back.
Important for Maple Grove here to keep it tight now. Keep it tight. Don't go chasing outside.
Andrew Solly on top, Safert on the left. His regular spot. They work it around behind the net. Now they get it in the middle. Here's a shot and a big save by Johnson. He read it all the way. Andrew Solly uncorked it. But a save for Johnson, and now Maple Grove will get it back, and that's huge. And good, clean clear. And here comes the Crimson in white. Let's see if they can get a shot or two on Danny Fraga. It's been a little lonely, and that one's knocked away by Braden Nelson. And is that a turnover on Maple Grove?
Yes, it is.
How about that? Another turnover on the Crimson as they trail 3-1. Still a long way to go. They've got to clean that up. Because Wayzata just doesn't give up a ton. They don't give you a ton of looks. Safert in close, now goes on top. There's Nelson.
This is fun. There we go.
Into the middle, and that skips by. Boy, they got it into a good spot for Andrew Solly, and he just ripped it wide.
They're starting to feel it now. The Trojans are starting to feel it. They're playing with confidence, and they're moving the ball well. They're getting some openings there. Right now, the momentum is strictly in favor of the blue and gold.
Just 5-9 on the year, wins over Lakeville North. They beat Edina. They beat Hopkins, Big Lake, and Rogers. They played in the Rugged Lake Conference. And there's one that skips by from the right side, and Wayzata's going to hang on. We talked about it when we saw their game at Hopkins, the girls-boys doubleheader.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a ton of wins, but they're still a very good team.
Well, they're 1-6 in their last 7. All 6 losses are top 10 teams in the state. There wasn't one out of the top 10, so they played a brutal schedule. You can't judge this team by their record, okay? They're better than their record.
Well, and they haven't been blown out.
No.
They got beat by Stillwater 11-10, and Stillwater's been right at the top all year. Here's a ground ball, and Wayzata picks it up, and Wayzata right now getting to the ground balls as well. They're getting the better of the turnovers. Right now they have the advantage 3-1.
Well, and then they played Eden Prairie too, and they only lost by 3 goals to them. Maple Grove got beat by 9 goals differential by Eden Prairie. So, like I said, don't let the record define this team. They are a good lacrosse team. We talked about that against Hopkins, too.
Here's a shot, skips over the net. Johnson went down low, cut down the angle there, and that was a shot attempt by Andrew Getz. Johnson's been really good.
He's been keeping him in him right now. He's made some good saves.
He's a big kid and cuts down the angles, does everything he needs to do, and he gets down low so well. Here's Davison on the right, has to go down below the net. They move it around. Seyfert now out on top. This is Getz. Getz tries to hit someone, and that pass attempt goes wild, and Maple Grove gets it back.
Yeah, good call, Steve. That was a pass, and it goes out of bounds, and you don't get to keep it then.
Yeah, that was not a shot, and the ref right on top of it. And here come the Crimson. And they need to clear. They need some zone time here in quarter number 2.
Yes, they do. It's just time to slow it down. Don't get caught in a double team. There we go.
Will Plummer brings it up with the long stick. And now he'll retreat to his defensive spot. And now let's see if they can get it going. Here's Drew Heisler. He just took over late in the game against Blaine here. A huge win for them to give them a little momentum heading for the postseason. And here comes Maple Grove, turned away. On that attempt was Parker Slotsby. Now they get it on top, Casebo. Casebo tries to charge his way in, shoved out of the way by Spencer Amick. Maple Grove, though, getting some zone time right now. Trying to get a good look on Danny Fraga, the goaltender. This is Parker Slotsby, falls down, shot comes, goes wide. Maple Grove's going to hang on. Pretty good look.
Yep, Heisler finally getting into the open and trying to get himself free to get some shots out. It was a good play.
Ball down, ground ball, good defensive play there by Luke Getz. One of the long poles defensively, and he made a play and knocked it away. Maple Grove gets the one shot. They still trail 3-1. Here comes Wayzata.
Getz is still one of the best long sticks in the state right now. He's showed it so far. He played it against Hopkins when we watched him, and he's done it all year.
Andrew Getz holding, and now waiting for teammate Andrew Solly to trot onto the field, and Solly has the ball and works his way over to the right carefully. From a distance, Liam Heaton defensively. Right now, Maple Grove kind of laying back defensively, really not challenging the ball.
Well, if Wayzata puts a few more in, they're going to get a little more aggressive. You're going to see a few double teams coming in, but just maintain and slide well.
Pass to the cutter, Hayden Davidson. Double team came quickly. He had to slide down to the far corner. And now he'll work it out on top. There's the dangerous Andrew Solly. Solly doesn't have any room. They're not giving him any alleys toward the goaltender, Joel Johnson. All on the perimeter right now. Being banged around is Andrew Getz. He loses it. And then coming over to pick it up behind him.
They're starting to stuff that cutter play, Steve, as you can tell. They were trying to come down that from left to right down there, and they're not. Maple Grove's not having any more of it.
Carrying the ball for the moment, Robbie Chermak in the game for Chad Hearn. Wayzata up 3-1. Low-scoring game as we expected. Under 4 to go now in quarter number 2. They get it into the middle. A shot and a save by Johnson. Went down low and took one away. Big save there for Joel Johnson to keep it a 2-goal game. Here come the Crimson. Try and get it into the middle. They're trying to get it to Heisler. And that was taken away. And who else? Andrew Getz came back from the midi spot defensively. And Maple Grove takes it away. And here they come. They'd love to get a goal here, if nothing else, before the end of quarter number 2. They haven't had a lot of clean looks at Danny Fraga.
Nobody's really cutting toward the net. They've been kind of relying on a dodge strategy right now. They're going to have to start getting some movement and move their legs.
Cody Binstock gives it up to Grant Zick. Zick, the lone Maple Grove goal, coming at 8:15 at quarter number 1. Wayzata leading at 2-1. Getz and Seifert the goals for Wayzata in this contest. All the scoring in quarter number 1 in a span of 17 seconds. Maple Grove gets it behind the net and they throw it away. Oh, too bad. Steinkoff trying to get it down on the end line.
Yeah, just poor footing again, Steinkoff just had his feet, halfway up in the air when he let go of that pass. You need to have your feet planted and straight away. Good foundation, let the pass go, and it just just flooded off sideways direction.
Yeah, and it handcuffed Ian Slotsby.
Yeah.
Couldn't do a lot with it. That would have been a really tough catch for him. And now here's Wayzata again. Mistake-prone first 2 quarters, particularly for Maple Grove, and they're down by 2. And it certainly could be more because Joel Johnson's played really well. He has definitely kept them in this game.
It could easily be done 6, 7, 8 to 1 right now.
But Joel Johnson's made saves. It made some big saves. Luke Marquardt, they worked the perimeter. As we're under 2 now to go in quarter number 2. Zayford handcuffed by that one, but he is able to pick up the ground ball. Tries to charge around a double team. Maple Grove denies.
I'd like to see Plummer and Purdue now, the long sticks for Maple Grove, get a little more active.
Oh, good pass to the cutter, and another Wayzata goal. Waskowski hit that cutter on the move, and he beat the goaltender, and it's now 4-1 Wayzata. Boy, that was a nice feed. Luke Marquardt gets the goal.
Yeah, we see the cutter coming now.
Look at this feed.
Coming from a totally different direction. Oh, he fooled him. Johnson thought he was going to go to his left, and he came back right on him. He was surprised. Totally took him off balance.
And the junior Waskowski gets the assist.
Yeah, he ain't looking too bad for a kid who didn't play too much, has he?
No, he's got a goal and an assist here in this quarter. 4-1 Wayzata. Time of that goal comes at 10:25. And now Maple Grove needs to try and win a draw here and gain control. It's knocked to the near side, but it does go off the stick of Tanner Skansen. So Wayzata's going to get it. So Skansen kind of held his own there against the great Chris Thomas. But Wayzata's going to get it. And now up 4-1. They're going to be very patient here. They're going to try and get it into the zone and get it set up, and they will. Here's Davison. Over to the right, and Andrew Getz. Further down low. They're going to work the perimeter, and Chad Herr patrolling the sidelines, feeling pretty good right now. Up 4-1.
No need to hurry.
They get it into the middle. Here's Andrew Solly. Solly out in the center. Going to try a long shot, and he does. And it's saved by Johnson. You could tell he wanted to pull the trigger, and he finally did. And Joel Johnson made the save easily.
And from that distance, Joel Johnson did exactly what he did the last 2 times Solly tried that. He made the save.
Maple Grove in a big spot. Under a minute to go. And now we got a whistle, and are the Crimson going to hang on? No, we're going to get a timeout here. This is a timeout.
Yes.
This is not the end of the quarter,
Yeah.
and we will keep it here. And we get a look at Mike Maudsley, and right now Maple Grove needs a goal.
Well, and this is why the mistake that Solly made is you had possession of the ball, you had 37 seconds. What are you taking a shot for? It wasn't even close. Control it. Now you're giving Maple Grove, I mean, you just put in a 4th goal on them. They're not feeling too good about themselves, and you give the ball right back to them with Johnson making a great save, and then they get a good clear. Well, now you're giving Maple Grove with 37 seconds, which is plenty of time in lacrosse, to generate a good scoring opportunity to get back in this game. They're going to feel a lot better about a 2-goal deficit versus a 3-goal deficit.
And here we look at Section 8 right now, and this is a gigantic section, and Wayzata had to play 2 to get here. Top of the bracket right now, you got St. Michael, Albertville, and Elk River going at it, the winner on to Irondale in the section final.
That's going to be a heck of a battle, too. That's going to be a high-scoring affair right there between St. Michael and Elk River. Elk River the past couple of years had a very, very good lacrosse team. St. Michael for the past 4 years has had a very good lacrosse team, but neither one have been able to get over the hump. This has been the premier deal. Wayzata coming in here after a 14-2 drubbing of Rogers in Maple Grove. The first game of the section is taking down Buffalo 11-3, and this kind of is the feature event of, if you wanted to pick, a section bracket to watch, this would be the one to watch because this has got some rivalry to it. It's got some history to it. And it's the first time Maple Grove, again, has been the higher seed than Wayzata. But the only team that's broken Wayzata's trips to the state tournament is Maple Grove. So let's see if they can pull the plug on them again tonight.
And in spite of some turnovers for Wayzata, they have definitely found their game. Maple Grove still trying to find their game here tonight. Turnovers have been a problem, and of course a ton for Wayzata early. They've cleaned that up a ton.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see if they run a play for Drew Heisler and get him a look. They're keeping a very close eye on him. Wayzata aggressive defensively here. 30 to go in the quarter. Maple Grove the ball down 4-1. Let's see what they do and get anybody on the move. They get it over to Heisler. Let's see. He's being watched very closely by Shiradka.
Boy, look at how spread out Wayzata is on defense here. If you could bring a cutter coming through halfway down there, you might have some success.
Here they come on a charge. Slotsby behind the net. Time running out. They get it into the middle.
Good idea.
Ground ball. Who's going to come up with it? Can Maple Grove get a shot away? No. That is the end of quarter number 2. So they tried to hit the cutter coming right down the middle, but Wayzata was waiting.
Did a nice job. They closed it down once they left the gap wide open. You could hear the Wayzata coaches saying, close it down, close it down. They got it closed down. Good try by Maple Grove, but then it was too late. Wayzata had it shut down in the middle there. So good half for the Wayzata Trojans.
And there's Jonas Wiskowski and his teammates walking off. He has a goal and assist in quarter number 2. And Wayzata will go to the half, leading it 4-1 over Maple Grove in this Section 8 semifinal. Quick break on the way, and then our highlights and more at the half here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses.
You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We are at the half. Wayzata leading Maple Grove 4-1 in the Section 8 semifinal tonight here on CCX. Just a great June night. Warm, a little bit of a breeze. The fans really enjoying it. In the girls' game earlier, we saw Maple Grove beat Elk River Zimmerman to advance to the section final. And good crowd for that. And there's a crowd here tonight, and why not?
Well, great night to be outside. We've all been camped in this disgusting long winter we just had. By gosh, that kind of made the lacrosse season start a little bit later, and a lot of games were canceled. But here we are in the teeth of the nice weather and getting to watch some good high school lacrosse.
All right, let's get to the highlights. And it was a very quiet, turnover-prone first quarter tonight, and then we had 3 very quick goals indeed. And you can see kind of back and forth, up and down the field. Team's really struggling. Danny Fraga with a save right there early on. And then beautiful save there by Joel Johnson, and he's had a ton of those, Dan.
He's had a great game tonight. He's really keeping him in the game. But here we go with that standard Wayzata play. Cutter coming left to right. The right to left as you're looking at him. And here's another play here. And
Andrew Getz and then Saveford as they move the ball around beautifully. So really the leading scorer, Braden Nelson, really a catalyst. And then a nice outlet. Maple Grove gets it ahead, and they get a goal there. And Grant Zick gets it done. Grant Zick just ran wild right down the middle. And then it was really all Wayzata in quarter number 2. Yeah, so they do an outstanding job. And there's Jonas Wiskowski in the right spot in the right time, picks it up, quick hands, and fired up by the goaltender Joel Johnson. And then Wiskowski hit the cutter. Luke Marquardt with the goal there to make it 4-1. And you got to like this guy. Not a ton of experience for Wayzata. Really has picked it up at the end of the year and has a big goal and a big assist in Jonas Wiskoski. And then, of course, on the flip side a moment ago, you saw Wayzata playing stifling D.
Yeah, just kind of packing everybody back in. Once they left the opening there, they suddenly realized it, and then after that it was like, no go, boys, you're not coming down this alley. So Wayzata right now has played the better defense. They've kept Maple Grove off their offense. They've got no flow. And it's been a very aggressive defense by the Trojans, which we've come to expect from them over the years of watching them. So Maple Grove's going to have to solve that somehow. They're going to have to do that by ball movement and move their legs. They're not moving their legs in the attack zone, making no good cuts, etc., and relying on the dodge, and that's not going to work against Wayzata.
4-1 Wayzata at the half, quarters 3 and 4 coming up in a moment here on CCX. Third quarter coming up. Wayzata and Maple Grove Section 8 semifinals. The winner on to Irondale High School on Wednesday night. They'll play the winner of Elk River Zimmerman and St. Michael Albertville, and they're underway right now. But Wayzata, they struggled at the beginning. Maple Grove struggled at the beginning of this game. But Maple Grove is still trying to kind of shake it off a little bit. Wayzata's really picked it up.
Yeah, Wayzata's defense has just been aggressive, and Maple Grove has not been able to solve it. And one of the reasons is they're just kind of stepping back. They need to get their feet moving and go after it. Push that defense and get some openings in it to get some shots.
And the season on the line, Joel Johnson for Maple Grove has been outstanding. And, Maple Grove, I think job one, make Danny Fraga work a little bit. That Wayzata goalie.
Yeah, let's start getting some shots here. You're down by 3. What do you got to lose? If you keep an X back there, you might be getting multiple shots on a possession. But, again, work it in a little bit closer. Push that D for the Trojans and make them get a little tired. I mean, so far the long poles, especially Getz for Wayzata, have been dominating down there.
Tanner Scanson will take the draw for Maple Grove. Chris Thomas for Wayzata. As we get ready to start the third, there's Danny Fraga in the Wayzata goal down to our left, and of course off to our right, Joel Johnson. And he has been really good. This could easily be 8-1.
Yep.
Maybe more. But Joel Johnson's been phenomenal for Maple Grove. Let's see if they can pick him up and get back into this game. Scanson, a good battle here against Thomas. Ball pops out of there. And Scanson wins the battle. That's huge. And then he loses a handle. Purdue does. And then he falls down, and Wayzata gets it right back. So the Crimson turn it over. And now here's Hayden Davidson, a sophomore.
Purdue's got to be going, what the heck just happened here? He's one of the more sure-handed long sticks on the Crimson team.
And it was one of those things where Scanson did his job. Here's his shot in the goal just like that. Cruising in from the left and beating the goaltender is Andrew Solly. His first of the game, and Wayzata goes up 5-1.
I think Solly had a little problem with sitting out for 3 games. Steve, what do you think?
14th of the year for Solly.
He's come out running and gunning here, boy. He is letting it rip. That's a great shot, too. He picked the corner really beautifully there. He got a good look at it from the lefty side and went to the far post. That's a hard shot, ladies and gentlemen, to make.
And Joel Johnson, not much of a chance there as Solly charged in from the left. Here's another big face-off. Scanson fighting Thomas. And Thomas is going to come out of there with a clean victory. His 5th face-off victory of the year. Thomas on the charge, gives it up on the left. Here's a shot inside, and it goes up high. Thomas Seyfert goes upstairs, and it went over the net. A big break for Maple Grove. Wayzata's going to hang on, but that could have been big trouble for the Crimson.
I love Johnson's positioning, though, Steve. He's a little out in the crease there, and he got down low covering the lower part of the net, so he did a good job.
3 in a row now for Wayzata. They had 2 unanswered in quarter number 2, and they have the first goal here. Solly at 36 seconds, and Wayzata back on the attack, up 5-1. And at some point, Maple Grove's going to have to really come out and challenge. Here's a bump on Davidson. Davidson turned away. Wayzata's really cleaned their game up. They had a handful of turnovers early. And now it's Safer. Gets it further outside to Davidson. And now way out on top to the goal scorer a moment ago, Andrew Solly. Solly on the move. Good defense here by Maple Grove.
Sliders in play. There's another good slide. 2 slides on that one. That was a nice play.
Now we got a ground ball. Can Maple Grove come up with it? There's a battle. Who's going to come out of there on the right side of it? And it's Wayzata. They've had the better of the ground ball. That's Davison who came out of there. Hayden Davidson, just a sophomore. He's tough. He went right into the middle of that thing and came out of there.
Well, they've come up with 278 ground balls. That's in the regular season. That's not counting the sections and stuff. I mean, they're a good ground ball team. They know what to do, and they get after. We saw it against Hopkins, too. They just dominated the ground balls.
And they're going to throw this one away. It's going to go over the center of the field. It's going to be picked up by Maple Grove. Rare turnover as of late for Wayzata. And then Maple Grove gives it back. Losing the handle was Ian Slotsby. We got a ground ball situation. And Wayzata comes right back. And they hang on to it. And now they give it up near side. Zeminski. And now he'll go across the field. And now a long clear. And a good catch by Davison. The sophomore is impressive. Davison in the middle. Gets it down low. That was a pass. And it's going to go out of play, and Maple Grove's going to get it back. And that's one where Davison probably should have taken a shot.
Probably, and he's really come on in the sections. He's in the 2 sections game they played. He's gotten 4 goals and 4 assists. As a sophomore, he's really stepped up his game here in the important part of the season.
He's getting a lot of touches as well. They're getting him the ball, and it's paid dividends. And he was good on a ground ball earlier. Now a huge spot for Maple Grove. Their only goal of the game coming at 8:15 of the first quarter. And since then, they have been stymied by Wayzata.
Well, and the youth, too, of Wayzata that's playing. I mean, they do have 13 seniors on this team, but they're playing a lot of the sophomores and the juniors here. And, they're going to be a solid lacrosse team again next year.
Here's a shot and a goal, and a big goal indeed for Maple Grove. And that was Parker Slotsby, his 13th of the year. That's huge for the Crimson.
Oh, they needed that one bad. They could use a couple more, too, because, you know what? You and I were talking before the game. You were betting first 1 to 9. And it looks like it's racking up that way right now.
Parker Slotsby right in the middle. Great shot. Beat Danny Fraga. And the time of that goal comes here at 3. Don't have a good look at the clock. 3:45, I believe. We'll go 3:44. Time of the goal, 3:44 for Parker Slotsby, and that is huge. And now Chris Thomas. And Tanner Skansen, and Thomas comes out of there clean. And it's amazing how he comes out of there and pops out of it, and he's on the move and on the attack. We got a ground ball there. Who's going to come away with it? Can Maple Grove control? Still popping around, and finally grabbed by Davison. Davison in a good spot. Gives it up. Seyfert on the wing. Shot and a goal. What ball movement. And it was all set up by Hayden Davidson.
Boy, nice turnover cause, nice aggressiveness on the ride, as we were talking before the game started. That was a nice ride turnover, and of course put it in Seifert's hand, and of course Seifert done do that burying thing for the Trojans there.
Here it is, off the ground ball, takes a shot, falls down, picks it up, sees Seifert, and he just streaks in and beats Johnson for the goal. That's Seifert's second of the game. Beautiful assist, though, to the sophomore. That was impressive.
He goes short side, high, low, and beats Johnson to the post.
And more importantly, Wayzata answers that Maple Grove goal. It's now 6-2, and they're up by 4, and another draw win for Chris Thomas, and he loses it. We got another ground ball, and who comes up with it? Wayzata. And grabbing it there is Colin Hansen. They've dominated getting to those ground balls tonight.
They really have. It's been one of the keys to the game. He started out with as many turnovers as Maple Grove, but that stopped, and now they're winning these ground balls. And look at Luke Getz here. This guy can play. Big long stick has got the movement of a short stick.
And then he flipped it over there to Seyfert. He couldn't knock it down. He has a couple of goals, 15 and 16 on the year if you're counting. And now Maple Grove on the clear. We got a ground ball, and they finally control. And here they come. Duhaime, he had a penalty earlier, had to take a knee. Then he gets double teamed, loses it, still fighting, flips it toward a teammate, and it's picked up there. That's Ian Slotsby. And then he throws it away out on top. That rolls across the field, and Wayzata's going to get it back. Oh, too bad.
Feet weren't settled, got anxious. I can understand why. They had numbers. They had a person open in front of the net, but you got to settle your feet to make the good pass. If it takes an extra second, it takes an extra second, but make a good pass.
Still time for Maple Grove, but they've got to start getting the ball back from Wayzata. And they've got to be more effective in the attack zone defensively. Nick Fredericks back there, trying to get in front. Now Wayzata does get it in front, but that's a ground ball. That's a turnover. Good job by Maple Grove. And then they lose the handle, and a ground ball picked up. Then it's right back down on the ground. Who wants it? Hot potato here. And now finally grabbing it, Andrew Getz. No, excuse me, this is Solly. Solly has a goal in the game. Andrew Solly had the first goal here in the third quarter to make it 5-1. Maple Grove made it 5-2. And then Seyfert with his second made it 6-2. And now this is Chermak. Chermak double team, got hammered. Ground ball. Maple Grove picks it up for the moment. Can Gavin Jones get out there? And he does.
Good play. Smart play. Don't force it. Get it to your goalie.
And here's Joel Johnson. What can he do with it? He gets challenged there by Wayzata's Braden Nelson. And now a long clear way down the field. And that one goes over the end line, and that pass is going to go right back. Now we got a flag, and someone's going to take a knee.
You're going to hear Maple Grove shouting instructions on the clear, about guys not moving. And Maple Grove, yep.
Andrew Stiff. Maple Grove's going to take a knee, so Wayzata goes a man up. That doesn't help the Crimson cause. With 5:31 to go here in the third, it's 6-2 Wayzata. Winner to the section final. Loser tonight, season over. And for a lot of seniors, they do not want that to happen.
No, they do not. It's kind of a nice time for athletes, too. They're done with school. They've graduated,
Sure.
And now they're just going out and playing, and that's what they do. They practice and they play. I'm sure some of them go to their part-time jobs, too, if I know some moms and dads out there.
Here comes Wayzata. And there's a wild shot from the right side. Robbie Chermak, a sophomore. That one missed the net and went out of play, but Wayzata maintains. Wayzata in the attack zone. Here's Braden Nelson. And what a shot from Thomas Seyfert, his third of the game. Got it on the left and buried it.
Boy, that was just beautiful ball movement with some snap to it, too. They moved that ball not only well, but quickly. The ball's got right there and beating the man so that the slide could not come. Seyfert had a chance to really open his arms up and let her rip. Now watch this pass. Now watch the next pass. Bam. That opening pass back up top. Got people turning around facing out front, and they forgot about Seyfert over on the side, and a good quick flip pass over to him, and he knows what to do with it from that side. He hits that spot. It's kind of like a guy who has his three-point spot done, right?
He wound up and ripped it by Joel Johnson. Now 7-2. 5 to go in the third. And another good battle between Scanson and Thomas. And Maple Grove's going to get it. Now we have a flag. Well, the official heard something he didn't like.
I think that was Chris Thomas getting under the skin of Scanson there a little bit. Scanson mouth off to him a little.
We got a flag. Scanson isn't going to take a knee here. Well, is he going to take a knee? Scanson's still raising his arms on the sideline, trying to figure out what he did wrong. The officials are trying to sort it out. It's going to be Wayzata ball. We know that. We've outscored Maple Grove here 3-1 in the third. And now we've got Mike Maudsley's going to talk to the official and find out what happened. Something you probably can't say on the public airwaves.
Well, I know he's a nice Canadian young man who wouldn't be that way at all. But I'm sure that he had a little notion to say about Chris Thomas, too. You're throwing my guy in. What about what the other guy said?
Yeah. So, nevertheless, teams are even.
I don't think I've ever seen a referee change a decision in my entire lifetime of watching sports.
Replay has changed things a little bit. Here's a shot. Nelson goes way up high and over the net. But good ball movement. They're going left, right, left.
Oh, man. That was a great pass, too. It wasn't lofted. It was right down into the cup and the guts. Boy, nice play.
Braden Nelson went way up high over the net. Joel Johnson had it measured. And here's Andrew Solly. Solly trying to move. Powers his way in. Man could have taken a shot there after he got by the defender. Decided against it. Coming up on 4 to go in the third. Safert. And now they get it back out on top and set it up. Marquardt, he has a goal. 4th goal of the game for Wayzata. That came at the end of quarter number 2. Now they get it into the middle to the cutter, and the cutter got behind the defender. Davison, he couldn't come up with the pass. Then he fell down, but Wayzata's going to hang on. He was in tight on Joel Johnson. Look at this play here. What a feed into Davison. But he couldn't come up with it, and he paid for it. Seifert trying to get in front. He has 3 tonight. To lead all, of course.
Boy, it's almost like, the Maple Grove is...
Marquardt a shot and a save by Johnson.
Just letting Wayzata sit back in their rocking chair and just control things and not really pushing them to make them play fast.
We got a battle over there on the side and then a shove from behind, and Wayzata's going to get it right back. And now Maple Grove starting to lose their cool a little bit. They're getting frustrated. Down 7-2, why not? But the frustration boiling over for the Crimson right now at home.
Well, start bringing some double teams and stuff to put pressure on Wayzata, make them at least speed up a little bit. When they're playing fast, how sure are they going to be on the passes? Right now, they're just sitting back. They're nice and comfortable. They found their rut. They're not getting pushed very hard.
Trying to set up a pick here. There's Solly. Solly takes a shot and a save by Johnson. Went down low. Andrew Solly bidding for that far corner. And Joel Johnson made the save. He's been really good tonight.
He's had to be. There was no slide on that play whatsoever. I mean, it was just letting Solly play the way he wants to. There you go.
Good clear. Maple Grove gets it ahead to Ian Slotsby and makes it 7-3. Boy, good ball movement there. Ian Slotsby the goal.
I don't know if Wayzata was in the middle of a wake-up or they just decided not to move very well, but boy, they got taken out of their shorts on this play. Nice clear, nice move. Now watch the head gets up and he's seeing who's with him. Gets it out to the side and just comes in tight.
And Slotsby was just standing by the goaltender. No one was near him defensively.
Yep.
And I can't imagine Chad Hurst too thrilled about that. And now we got another battle. Tanner Scanson for Maple Grove and Chris Thomas. Thomas out of there on the fly. Gives it up on the right. Braden Nelson didn't have any help coming in off the bench, so he turns away and goes down the end line to Chermak behind the goal. Robbie Chermak. Then they go far side. Seifert loses a handle. Then a big shove. And now the ground ball is picked up by Wayzata.
Boy, and nobody's getting open for the long sticks to get him the ball.
Off the post. They get it to the side of the net.
It was a goal.
Chermak did get it in, and it popped out right into the top netting. Boy, that was a great clear right to the right of the goal. Chermak caught, shot, beat Johnson, and it popped out of there. We'll see a replay, I'm sure, from our crew.
This is where I like being in the position you and I are in right now. We get to watch a replay here.
That was a great clear from the center of the field right down to the mouth of the goal. And Chermak cashes it in. Look at this catch and shoot.
Yep.
How about that? So a goal for Robbie Chermak, another sophomore, and it's now 8-3. So every time Maple Grove's got a goal, Wayzata's been able to answer.
Yeah.
Boom, like that.
And not just one, but maybe two.
And, of course, you talked about graduation and these seniors getting their diplomas. And we've got some video of some Wayzata Trojans getting their diplomas. Looks like Mariucci Arena to me.
It does. Oh, some of the boys on the lacrosse team here getting some their diplomas and moving on. And that's a big day in a kid's life.
Yeah, and you see some of those guys who got their diplomas there. Braden Nelson, Andrew Solly, Luke Getz, Danny Fraga. Some of the seniors that get regular playing time. Another one, Chris Thomas.
Yep.
The Faceoff, the Fogo for Wayzata. But congrats to all the seniors from Maple Grove and Wayzata getting there. But quite a ceremony, quite a moment. And now here they are trying to punch their ticket to the sections finals on Wednesday night at Irondale High. And we saw Wayzata earlier this year at Hopkins.
Yep.
There was a girls and boys doubleheader, and that's kind of a tradition between these two schools.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayzata didn't have a very good record, and coming into this, they're 5-9.
Yeah.
But you look at who they've played and how they play, this is a pretty good team.
Well, out of those 7 games at the end of the year, the Hopkins is the only win. But like you said, they played Stillwater. They lost by a goal.
Yeah.
Stillwater's in the top 6. You know, and just the teams they played and they look at right now, what I'll be interested in seeing now, okay, they're probably going to end up, well, either St. Michael, Albertville, or Elk River. My bet right now is St. Michael, Albertville, because they're number 1 seed and they've looked pretty good, but still have not played the level of competition that Wayzata has played. Wayzata has had a brutal schedule. Oh my gosh. I mean, you can't look at that record and go, no, these guys aren't very good. Obviously, they're playing very well tonight.
Well, they get Minnetonka, Eden Prairie, and Edina twice.
Correct. You know, and then they play Lakeville North. Yeah, you've heard of them in lacrosse, haven't you?
For sure.
Yeah, Stillwater. Just have an opportunity. One of the things I like about, you know, Coach Mike at Maple Grove, too, he says one of the problems they have that the Lake teams don't have, Lake teams can do some non-conference games against better teams. Maple Grove had 1 non-conference game. 1. And, of course, they played Eden Prairie. I mean, I said good pick, you know, but what the heck, but only 1. So what good does it do you at this stage of the program to go down and play somebody and beat them 17-3 or have a, 10-0 score at first quarter? You know, take some losses against teams like Lakeville North and Matamida and White Bear Lake, some of the better teams. And that's kind of what their gripe has been here with the Northwest Suburban, and I understand it.
We've had some good battles on the face-off. Tanner Skansen, Chris Thomas. Thomas has had the better of it, but Skansen has battled him. And Thomas has it here out of a whistle. And can Maple Grove come up with a ground ball? It's been rare tonight. Wayzata's dominated there.
There's a push from behind. That should be Maple Grove ball. That's Connor Purdue, number 53.
And right now, with time to go in the third, down 8-3, Maple Grove needs some serious momentum. And a goal right here would help a ton. And they'll get set up. They'll switch people. Riley Casibo gives it up there to Jair Steinkoff. Now way over on the right. They have not been able to find Drew Heisler at all. Wayzata has bottled him up all night. He just has not had a lot of touches at all.
Riley's in the middle. I would almost bring him up top or take him down low, get him out of the middle, let him do his dodging thing to get it opened up a little bit. Right now he's in the middle and they're covering him.
And there's Casibo just being hammered defensively by Cade Sherrod. They get it in front and a save by Danny Fraga. And Fraga is able to come up with a pretty good play by Maple Grove.
Ian Slotsby getting open there. Nice underhanded shot. I liked it. Boy, Fraga looked good on that save.
Wayzata has it back, up 8-3, late quarter number 3. Here in this section semifinal. Here's Nelson moving front, shot and a goal. Goes upstairs and beats Joel Johnson. And a guy like Braden Nelson, the senior, is not going to miss, left alone.
Oh, and just left the D standing there like a rag doll. I mean, it was a quick move to the left, and then he busted a 360 around to the right and beat him badly. Just got in tight, and of course, he ain't missing for that. Watch this move here. Goes a bit there, and then look at that move. Man, oh man.
Steps around stiff and then beats Johnson up high. Time of the goal, 11:33. What a move by Nelson, and what a shot. Goes upstairs and even got a pat from Joel Johnson. It's like, all right. Yeah, he did. Johnson kind of went out and said, hey, I tip my cap.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that was something else. No help came. We got another ground ball off the draw, and it's picked up by Wayzata. Here's Colin Hansen, a senior. Hansen, right down the middle, gives it up. Seifert, a shot and a goal. Boy, they're moving it beautifully.
Has Seifert missed from that spot?
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's missed. I think, what is his 5th goal?
Number 4.
Number 4. Man, oh man. He just knows where to be. Stands there very calmly, gets himself in position to receive the pass and be available for a shot, and he can bring it from up top, he can bring it from the side, and he can bring it from down low.
Seifert with his 4th, and the assist there, a beauty, Colin Hansen.
Boy, hit that corner again.
And time of the goal here, 11:46.
And what I like about Seifert, yeah, Mrs. Seifert right there.
She's happy. 4 goals.
Yeah, she's looking pretty good right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Big smile on her face.
Well, plans are set the way it looks for Wednesday night. The way they're going right now, it'll take an epic comeback for Maple Grove. It has been all Wayzata. They turned it over a little bit earlier and then settled in and have dominated face-offs, ground balls, turnovers, and we got pushing and shoving, flags all over, and the officials are going to trot in and restore order, and tempers are flaring for the Crimson right now as frustration boils over. And I would assume we're going to have someone take a knee here. I don't think I'm going out on a limb there, Dave.
I don't think so either. Probably one from each team.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing about hockey. You know, when you get a situation like that, you sit both of them down, sit down, cool off, and let's go back and play.
All right, 3 in the books. Wayzata dominating here in the Section 8 semifinal. 10-3 at Maple Grove. Quarter number 4 coming up on CCX.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education.
No one receives a diploma alone.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Quarter number 4 coming up, a lovely June evening. Much better for Wayzata than Maple Grove tonight. Trojans lead at 10-3. They led at 2-1 after 1, 4-1 at the half. And then a wild third quarter where Wayzata puts a ton on the board, 6 to be exact. And now Thomas Seifert, 4 goals in the game tonight, and 3 of those coming in this third quarter. And once again, they've done all the little things. They cut down on the turnovers. They've been getting to the ground balls. They've controlled the attack zone.
Won the face-offs. Done what they needed to do. Got into their offense and got a good flow and rhythm in their offense right now, and they're comfortable. And we've seen a variety of Trojans score. It hasn't been just 1 or 2 guys. And they're looking comfortable. They look like a team that's zoned in to go to state. And, you know, sometimes when you've been there enough times, you almost expect it, and there's an aura about it. And I think that's part of what's going on in Maple Grove's head. You know, here we thought we had a chance. All of a sudden, it's not looking real good right now. Not real happy about that.
And schedule's a great point. You brought it up a moment ago. You look at a program that year in and year out like Duluth East and Mike Randolph. And they're not in a conference up there, so they're able to come down to the cities and bring teams up from the cities. And really the goal is get to the Xcel Energy Center and play in a state tournament.
Yeah. That's what that whole foundation of that program is up there. That's exactly what they do. And it's kind of that way in Wayzata now. The sections are going to be realigned next year. And Wayzata is going to be in a much tougher type section. I think they'll be in with Wayzata, or with the Edina, and I think it was Minnetonka I saw there. So that's going to change.
Let's see what Maple Grove can do. They're down 10-3 early in the fourth. They get it. And by the way, you're right. A couple of players taking a knee. For Maple Grove on the knee, Drew Heisler. And it looks like Cade Shiraka for Wayzata. Let's see if the Crimson can get it inside. Double team comes, shot and a goal. Boy, a good spin move and a beautiful goal there by Jaden Cruz. And the Crimson have their first goal of the fourth. Nice job by Cruz.
Boy, they need him to show up. I haven't heard his name in over 2 quarters. He started out good in the first quarter, and then he kind of disappeared.
And the assist to Slotsby, but Jaden Cruz.
He's here, and then he comes around, gives himself some space, and he gets the arms opened up and lets you go.
Time of the goal, 34 seconds. Once again, Ian Slotsby the assist, but Jaden Cruz a nice goal. And it's now 10-4. And we got Thomas and Skansen fighting for it. We got a ground ball. Who's going to come out of there? No clear winner on that draw. It's kicked ahead, and then it finally goes out of bounds. And they're going to give it to Maple Grove, so that's key.
Yep.
Here's Cruz on the inbound, gives it to Slotsby. Slotsby down behind the net. And then just dropped over there by Drew Heisler. Heisler just dropped it. And here comes Wayzata on the charge the other way. They get into the attack zone. Cade Shiraka, who was on a knee a moment ago, had a little energy and gets it ahead. He'll trot back defensively over the center of the field, and Wayzata is going to get set up. Under 11 to go in this one. Trying to get to the front, Nelson. He tries a wild shot, and it skips by. He fell down. He may have hurt himself on that play.
Yep.
Braden Nelson not feeling too good right now. We got a ground ball to the left to the goaltender, Joel Johnson. Comes out to the center of the field. Can Cruz pick it up? He can, but he was offside. And Wayzata is going to get it back. And he went down awkwardly on the knee. Then he got kicked up high.
Yep.
So Braden Nelson took a little punishment there.
Looks like he's okay, though. That's good. We don't want anybody to get hurt now at this point of the season. They want to make this run all the way to state, and they want to play in every single game.
Here's Andrew Solly. Solly swings it back to the middle. We got another ground ball. And it's picked up there neatly by Hayden Davidson. There was no one on him. And now Davison, the sophomore, has played well tonight. Gets to the right shot. Goes high in the air and out of play. And Wayzata is going to hang on.
Well, let's see now if Maple Grove starts bringing some double teams here to force the issue now. Be a little more aggressive defensively.
This is Solly, near side. Coming out to challenge a bid is Duhame. They go way out to the right. Wayzata is in no hurry whatsoever here. Coming in, shot, that goes wide. And taking a shot, there was Nelson again. He spent a lot of time here on the turf in quarter number 4. He's taking some licks. Coming in front, Seifert bidding for number 5. It's saved by Johnson, picked up by Maple Grove. Can they get the clear? Wayzata is so defensively defending that clear, and now they do. Here's Casibo. Casibo on the move, gives it up in the middle. This is Heaton. Heaton shot the goal.
Nothing wrong with that.
Liam Heaton. And they just came right at Wayzata.
Well, they got a good opportunity. They broke it out nice, got a good clear despite a tough ride by the Trojans, and brought it down the long stick. And if you're going to take a long shot, boy, you want a long stick doing that.
And it was actually Fredericks with the assist. And the goal here to Liam Heaton. Nice shot by Heaton. That beats Fraga.
Well, that
now
long
it's 10-5.
That long stick, Steve, I mean, the angle's all off. You're used to seeing coming off the short stick, and all of a sudden that thing's way up there and coming down. It's hard to really judge a bounce angle on that, and that's why I'm really glad he bounced it. But that was a big goal. Uh-oh, here we go.
Here's Cruz. Cruz trying to get in the front. Getting hammered. We got a flag. It's probably going to be a slash. That was up around the head. And now Cruz going to try and restore order.
Well played. Well played by Cruz there.
Here's a shot. Oh, and that misses high and wide.
Oh, yeah.
They got it over to the side. And we've got a Trojan who's going to take a knee here. And Maple Grove's going to be a man up.
That'll be a slash.
And let's see who eventually does take that knee. Luke Getz, I think, is the guilty party. As he walks by the scorer's table slowly. And now he's gonna reluctantly take a knee and does. Now let's see what Maple Grove does. Down 10-5.
Oh, the shot was there. Oh my gosh, both Trojan defense were not even paying attention to him.
We got a ground ball. Maple Grove retrieves. Binstock. No one watching him. Heisler down low in front of the net. Trying to get the ball to Heisler. He's been quiet, to say the least, tonight. Cruz over on the left. Trying to find an alley. Here's a shot, and that one skips wide. Maple Grove is deep. Good shot attempt there by Parker Slotsky, but it goes wide.
Well, he came farther out. He's been down low right in that area there, and they're not really covering him tight. He could let one go, and he's passed up two of those shots. And he's been hot lately for the Crimson. He's been getting some good goals and stuff. And take the shot, young man.
Here's Cruz, a shot that goes wide. Maple Grove is deep again. Heisler hustling back. Slotsky hustling back. And now here's Heisler. Gets it to Slotsky. And they get it to Drew Heisler.
Okay, they did something good. I think they got Heisler down low now.
They got him right inside. And there's a pass that gets by Ian Slotsky. We got a ground ball. Who's going to get at it? This is a big ground ball here for Maple Grove. Heisler comes in. He can't get leverage. He gets shoved down, and Maple Grove's going to hang on. Good job by Heisler to get leverage. Here's Slotsky to the outside. Still 10-5. Just over 7 to go in the game. Maple Grove, a glimmer of hope here in the twilight at home.
Now, see the gaps in between. Get some runners in those areas there and start closing it down. Get it over. Oh, nice defensive play there.
Oh, and then a flag flies. Maybe a little too nice.
Got in the face.
Out on the edge. And now a man goes down. That was Cade Shiraka. And another flag flies. And I think Shiraka's certainly going to take a knee. Maple Grove's going to hang on. They'll be a man up, down 10-5 with just under 7 to go. Here we go, up high, maybe a butt end of the stick.
That was cross-check.
Yeah.
Yep, cross-check, but I think he had a slash before that. Okay, now, Maple Grove. Get a shot. Get a shot here. Get it in tight. When you see it, take it. Don't mess around here. You got to make up 5 goals here, and you got to do it fairly quickly. You only got 7 minutes left.
Cruz and Heaton have scored goals for Maple Grove. They were down 10-3 to start the quarter. They're down by 5 still, but they have the ball, and they're a man up. Let's see what they do. Ian Slotsky behind the net. Tries to hit a man out in front. Ground ball picked off.
Guess who?
Here comes Wayzata. Wayzata the other way.
That would be Luke Getz.
Luke Getz sidesteps 2 defenders. Yeah. The long pole still has it. Gets it down low to Seaford. He has 4 goals in the game.
Oh my gosh. That's 3 times in this game Luke Getz has taken the situation into his own hands and just gotten him out of danger.
Braden Nelson just steps in and then right back out.
You don't need to score here. You don't need to score here. All right, you're going to see they're setting up the double team now, Steve, right there. They're going to start getting aggressive on him.
There's Davidson, the sophomore, has had a whale of a game for the Trojans. Double team does come. And now I think we got a timeout on the field. Yeah.
Look at this move.
Chad Herr, look at that.
See you later. Wow, he has been something, boy. I'll tell you, he is one of the better long sticks in the state. And he's showing it right there.
And they just worked the perimeter, and now a timeout. Maple Grove's got to figure out how to give it back. Now they had opportunities. They've been man up. They've scored 2 in a row here. But in that spot a moment ago, that was a huge defensive play by Wayzata.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really good player making a really good play at the right time. I mean, I don't think that was any fault of Maple Grove. Just Getz read it and where he needed to be and just picked it off and ran with it. And he's such a heady player that he knew what to do with it. He didn't force it, but he got himself cleared in the way. And, oh, that move, that 360 around or 180 around to the left, that was a thing of beauty to behold.
Yeah, and one of the seniors who hopes to continue his final season at Wayzata, at least one more game. Of course, section final Wednesday night over at Irondale. It'll be Wayzata the way it looks, unless Maple Grove in the final 5:53 can find a way to come back in this one. St. Michael, Albertville, or Elk River, Zimmerman Wednesday night in that section final.
Well, there's some other benefits of the weather tonight besides watching lacrosse. Going out there, get your dog outside, and just relax.
Yeah, it looks like a new puppy. Good luck to those folks with that.
Oh, boy.
New puppies.
Well, a little advertising there for Sports Jam. It's a good time of season for Sports Jam. We got all the sections going on right now between softball's actually got the state tournament this week, and but baseball's coming up here. We got lacrosse, and pay attention, see what the kids are doing here, track and field. And John and Jay do a tremendous job with that.
Yeah, there's a ton. You got golf, softball, baseball, lacrosse.
Oh, I forgot all about golf.
All right, here we go out of the timeout. Wayzata the ball, leading 10-5. And the clock on the move, and the Trojans have it. Now Maple Grove coming out really active, trying to get it away from Solly. It's a ground ball, an opportunity for Maple Grove. They chop it around and they get it ahead. On the move, it's Nick Fredericks. Fredericks tries to get set up, and I think they've been better on the move to just flat out attack.
Yeah.
They've had a hard time getting set up. Fredericks shot from outside, blocked by Fraga. We got another ground ball. Who's going to come out of there with it? Oh, and what a job by Casebo, got a shot away. I think that is Casebo down there. And then it goes over the end line. And Maple Grove's going to hang on. Good job. It was Casebo. And let's see what Maple Grove can do down by 5. They got to move quick.
Getting a quick substitute in.
And coming onto the field, Kate Urquhart. And a ground ball. They tried to hit him, cutting in. And back the other way comes Wayzata. Jackson Kaler. Kaler on the move. He's another sophomore getting some time for Chad Herr and the Trojans.
He's played very well defensively, but he showed he's got a real set of wheels on. Oh.
And that goes over the end line, and Maple Grove gets it back. And now a long clear to the middle. This is Purdue. Purdue couldn't handle it. And another ground ball, and it's picked up by a 4-goal scorer, Thomas Seifert. Seifert going to get it further outside, and this is Davison, Hayden Davidson. Future looks bright with all these underclassmen playing for Wayzata. They're just kind of reloading on the fly.
Well, they're playing so headsy, too. They're playing smart. They're not making big mistakes.
Oh, nice pass inside, and then over the net goes Nelson. What a feed from Davison to Nelson, and he just went over the net.
Maple Grove's kind of got into Nelson's head tonight, too. That was just one move too many, just coming straight. He's a good scorer, but I think he's trying too hard, trying to finesse it a little too much. Davison
grabs it. That was a beautiful play, and what a feed.
Oh, nice feed. That was
Davison. He's got good vision. And now we've got a scrum over on the far side. 3 Crimson, 2 Trojans over there fighting for it. And now finally Maple Grove's going to get it back. 3:31 to go, down 10-5.
They're playing good aggressive defense. I like that. They're not letting Wayzata control and sit back on it. They're going after him, and it's caused some turnovers.
Maple Grove, the only 2 goals here in the quarter. Cruz at 34 seconds. Heaton at 3 minutes. It was 10-3 after 3. Now it's 10-5. And now we got a flag and a slash. Spencer Amick with the slash. And that just got him in the back. That wasn't near the hands.
But there was no intention of going toward the hands either. That's why he called it.
Yeah. Not trying to get the ball away. That was just in the back. And here's a shot and a big save by Frega. Kicked it out of there off the stick of Steinkopf, a freshman. Low 9th grader on the roster for Maple Grove. And here we go.
Yeah, right in the head.
Yep. Got him up high. You'll see it. And then the big save by Frega. And as predicted, Amick's going to take the knee. Get a talking to from the assistant coach. You can't do that.
You can't do that. That's why you're sitting down getting a breather now.
And see what Maple Grove can do a man up here late in this one.
Come on, guys. You got to get moving, man. You're down 5.
Try to get it outside. Cruz goes further inside. Now they get it in there to Drew Heisler, and Heisler just shoveled it over the top. He's not had a ton of shots. He has not been able to get the ball much here tonight. Wayzata's bottled him up. This is Parker Slotsby. And now they work the perimeter again. To the top, Binstock. Here's a shot inside. That was Heisler again. And that went over the top, but there was a stick on him in fairness to Heisler. Didn't get all of it. They're trying to get Drew Heisler. This is Binstock. And now over to the right, Ian Slotsby, ground ball. Who's going to come out of there with it? Sticks flying all over. Ground ball super important right now. Coming out to pick it up is Zick. Zick has a goal for the Crimson tonight. Inside, and a goal for Heisler. Good feet inside, good catch, and a tough shot for Drew Heisler.
Finally. They have been all over him all night, and finally he breaks through for one. He's worked hard, Steve. He really has. He just hasn't been able to get clean on him. And, Wayzata's very aware of who he is, and they've pretty much put the clamps on him the whole game.
So 3 goals in a row for Maple Grove. It's 10-6 Wayzata with 1:49 to go in the game. Drew Heisler the goal, and he has been the man all year for Maple Grove. And you knew Chad Hearn, the Wayzata Trojans, were going to find him and keep an eye on him very closely.
Yep. And they're just not letting him get his arms free. They're not letting him do anything clean.
Thomas wins the draw, comes out of there cleanly. He went down to a knee and then popped right back up. And now we got a timeout, Wayzata.
I think we got an injury.
Oh, we do have an injury.
Yeah, Scanson.
Yeah, Tanner Scanson off that draw got banged up. And he had been battling Chris Thomas all night. That's just been a war in the face-off circle, and he's shaking it off. And with 1:40 to go in the game and what could be 1:40 to go in the season for Maple Grove. And you see he fell awkwardly on the legs of Thomas and maybe part of his stick.
Yeah.
And then Thomas popped out of there. And what amazes me about Thomas is how quick he is and how quickly he comes out of there.
Yeah.
When he wins that.
Well, and the key to it is he's got a plan. The minute he locks that basket down, he knows exactly what he's going to do with it on that particular play. And 9 times out of 10, he executes it. And like I said, he's got a 90% face-off win rate in the section so far. And, Skanson's done a good job battling him. I mean, I think he's held his own well enough. It's the turnovers have really hurt the Crimson tonight, really hurt them badly. And it just, again, that inability to get into an offense. I mean, we watch the Trojans move the ball around, get a cutter open here, bang, hit it, get over to Seifert on the spot, bang, get one there. And they just have a familiarity with themselves about where to go, what to do, and when to get the ball to them. And that's a lot of that experience, I think, with that schedule. with playing in the state tournament, knowing what's at stake. I mean, they're turning it up now at the right time of the year.
And early on, Wayzata had turned it over a fair amount. They were able to settle down and settle in, but not so much for Maple Grove in this game tonight. And you got to give Wayzata's defense a lot of credit because they really were on Maple Grove anytime they were in the attack zone all night.
Absolutely.
They were out on the ball right away. And here's Andrew Solly running around the net. Double team comes, and he's still hanging on to it. 2 Crimson chasing him. He still has it. Look at this. Andrew Solly, the senior.
Yep.
And finally gets the goal with everyone out chasing him.
Including the goalie.
Yeah.
You saw the goal when that was wide open. He just took a quick shot and got it on net and bang, bang.
And Solly ran a ton there. I'm not going to say he ran a 440, but maybe a 220. He went all the way around the horn and then saw an opening and got the goal.
Well, he hadn't played 3 games. He got to be well rested for heaven's sakes. Jeepers.
10:38 time of the goal. That makes it 11-6. And Andrew Solly, I believe, there with goal number 2. And it is goal number 2 for Solly. And there are the truck all over it as well. Solly a couple of goals. And now Wayzata trying to close this one out and set stage for the Section 8 title game on Wednesday night at Irondale against St. Michael Albertville or Elk River Zimmerman. Maple Grove's season will end in a fine season at 11-4. As we close in on the final minute here, Maple Grove in the attack zone, a shot and a goal. Over on the side there was Grant Zick, and Zick gets his second. Zick had a goal at the end of the first. And Zick has his second of the night. 11-7 our score. And Zick, he just kind of went left, got an alley, and buried it.
Good left-handed shot there. You know, lefties are a rarity in lacrosse. You don't see too many of them that can move shoot the ball that well, or move the ball like that from the left side, and did a nice job.
Time of the goal, 11:02. Chris Thomas, one more draw. Tanner Skansen out there fighting. We got a ground ball out of that. And there's Thomas finally picking it up. Then had it knocked away from behind. Cruz a good play. Maple Grove gets it. They get it on top. Is this Zick again? I think it is. Now they get it on the right. Casibo in, gets it down low. They get it in front. Slotsby had it denied. Ian Slotsby.
Oh.
And that one skips out of play.
That would have made it interesting if they would have scored there.
And now here comes Wayzata. They go across the field on the clear. It's picked up. Nice move there. Wow. Defensively, who else? Luke Getz.
Luke Getz.
Luke Getz in traffic with the long stick at the center of the field. Found a way to come up with the ground ball and get it out of there.
I wonder what he would be like with a short stick. He would be almost scary. If he can do that with a long stick, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, that was just tremendous.
Ugh.
2 Maple Grove Crimson around him, and he was able to calmly pick that up.
You got a chance to ask each one of them if they wanted to dance on that separate run there.
There's Andrew Solly. And Solly's just going to throw that one up in the air. And that's going to do it. He went way upstairs to close it out. And Wayzata wins his Section 8 semifinal 11-7 over Maple Grove. They led it 10-3 after 3, and they cruise to the 11-7 victory tonight. A sluggish start for both, and then Wayzata played really well.
They really picked it up and started showing what they're all about. Where that, as we talked about before the game started, strength of schedule. The competition they played made them a better team, and it made them a better team than the higher seed they played today, and that was very evident. I mean, there's no argument about that, and it's looking very good for them right now to make their 5th trip out of the past 6 years to the state tournament here, and played very well. They got some great people here. You got Chris Thomas, great face-off specialist. They got some scores. And they got good goaltending tonight too. Franco was good.
And a moment ago, you saw Thomas Seifert, 4 goals to lead the way. Solid goaltending for Danny Fraga. made some saves tonight. Wasn't challenged a ton, and you can see Maple Grove congratulating each other. And a tough night for the seniors, and there's a lot of them on this Crimson roster that are saying goodbye. This is their final high school lacrosse game, and the finale of that is tough.
It is. You know, when you finally find out this is my last official high school lacrosse game, you know, a lot of these guys aren't going to go on and play college lacrosse. You know, this is it. This is the end of organized lacrosse for them, and it's kind of a tough night. But they battled back. I thought they got better at the end of the game compared to the beginning of the game. But just wasn't their night, and they faced a better lacrosse team.
Maple Grove ends at 11-4. Wayzata advances to the Section 8 final against either Elk River Zimmerman or St. Michael Albertville. They are 6-9. For Dan Ficken and our great CCX crew, I'm Steve Thompson. Once again, our final score in this boys lacrosse Section 8 semifinal: the Wayzata Trojans 11, the Maple Grove Crimson 7. Good night.